on the global infectious diseases caused by animals. Speaking on mitigating zoonotic infectious diseases through collaborative public health system in Nigeria, a veterinary professional, Dr. Ogubande Badebo, said 70% of infectious diseases in man have animal origin.
What we are looking at now is collaboration with the medicals who take care of human beings when they come down with these zoonotic diseases. How we almost pass on information to one another. Say, oh, we noticed this disease in the animals. Get ready with your drugs, just in case it happens in humans. That is liaison aspect of our profession. This is the point in time where we should no longer see ourselves as separate.
Invite this expert to come and share with us the international dimension to some of this collaboration. What have people done outside that is working very well? And then we'll have a greater collaboration in such a way that human health will be protected through the prevention of animal diseases.
Dr. Charles Kinwale of Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, University of Nairobi, Kenya, also presented a paper on the status of animal welfare in Africa, practice to policy. In Abuja, Abdullahi Musa Suleja, NTA News.
Environmental experts are advocating elimination of factors impeding effective implementation of environmental policies. This is to promote sustainable development in the country. Marian Vincent Oko reports that the experts were speaking at the 2014 Annual National Environmental Management Conference holding in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State.
The 2014 National Environmental Management Conference, organized by Environmental Management Association of Nigeria, has as its theme Challenges of Environmental Management in Contemporary Nigeria. Top on the agenda are the need for sustained environmental education, as well as importance of inducing positive environmental activities that will enhance quality of the society. President of the association, Dr. Emmanuel Ateng, while stressing on promotion of professionalism in the practice of environmental management, said the body has streamlined professional practice in the field, resulting in the approval of Environmental Management Officers cadre.
It is imperative that we organize regular conferences on environmental management with all the stakeholders as participants for the purposes of knowledge sharing and data generation.
Declaring the conference open, Akwa Ibom State Governor Chief Godswill Akpabio, who was represented, noted that recurring harmful activities have resulted in degradation and deterioration of the environment.
In Akwa Ibom State, we had from the onset taken concrete measures to balance our development objectives with the need to sustain the environment by carrying out environmental impact assessment before undertaking any developmental projects.
Others in their presentations affirmed that harmful environmental practices have resulted in increased flooding, destruction of the mangroves, and dwindling biodiversity. They therefore called for caution in view of environmental devastation in other countries, urging Nigeria to be proactive in ensuring safety of the environment. The three-day conference attracted participants from across the country. In Uyo, Marian Vincent Oko, NTA News.
Customs intercept contraband goods, and INEC chairman speaks on 2015 elections. Details as we join Ademola in our Lagos studios. Hello, Demola, you're on.
Thank you, Laurie, and welcome to Lagos. In continuation of his fact-finding quest to ascertain the actual cause of the collapsed synagogue church building and also account for the true number of casualties, two witnesses took this witness stand at the coroner inquest in Lagos. Olajide Bello reports that emphasis was also placed on the retrieval of the church's visitors list.
As investigations continue into the synagogue building collapse of September 12, 2014, two witnesses from the Lagos State Fire Service and Lagos State Traffic Management Authority were heard. Chief Officer, Lagos State Fire Service, Musliu Adebayo disclosed that based on a 360 survey conducted, it was discovered that the collapse was not caused by an explosion, saying the 121 people rescued and 80 bodies recovered were intact. On the part of the zonal head of LASMA Ejigbo, Oladiji Bamidele said, though men of the Nigerian police force were on ground, LASMA officials were also around to control and decongest traffic. Magistrate Oyetade Komolafe called for expedite actions on the retrieval of the guest list of visitors within the premises during the period. He said this will go a long way as helping the forensic pathologist and would aid proper identification and claims of bodies. The South African High Commissioner comments.
DNA samples have already been sent to South Africa from Nigeria. And we have also taken samples from our own people whose families fell during the collapse of the building, so that then we can establish the identities of the deceased.
Hearing continues on Tuesday, 28th of October, 2014. In Lagos, Olajide Bello, NTA News.
The Independent National Electoral Commission says it is putting in place a strategic and election project management system to boost its operations and a hitch-free 2015 general elections. INEC Chairman Professor Atahiru Jega made this known in a lecture on values, electoral systems, and the importance of successful elections in Nigeria's foreign policy at the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs in Lagos. Musa Toliat reports.
Professor Atahiru Jega told the gathering that since the country returned to democratic rule in 1999, Nigeria has gradually regained its leadership position on African issues and the global stage, especially on issues of democratic rule. This, he said, has informed Nigeria's major role in all the important regional and sub-regional instruments that support democratic governance. On the 2015 general elections, Professor Jega said the Commission is not unmindful of the challenges and lessons of 2011, which informed the proactive measures and plans being put in place by the Commission. On the contentious provision of additional 30,000 polling units, the INEC chairman emphasized that the move is aimed at ensuring that no one is disenfranchised.
There is no hidden agenda in INEC with the creation of polling units or with anything else. We do what is in the best interest of Nigeria and Nigerian voters and for the credibility of the electoral process.
Chairman of the occasion, Professor Bolaji Akinyemi, is optimistic that the forthcoming general elections will be a landmark success.
The 2011 election was rated as free and fair, and it's just promised during the hall that it will make 2015 a lot better, and I believe him.
The consensus at the gathering is that a free, fair, and credible elections should be the collective responsibility of everyone. This, they say, can be achieved through attitudinal change and mindsets to preserve the sanctity of the nation. In Lagos, Musa Toliat, NTA News.
The Sure P program of the federal government has continued to impact positively on the lives of unemployed Nigerian youths in the areas of empowerment and job placement. This was highlighted at the signing of a memorandum of understanding between the Sure P Graduate Internship Scheme and the Nigerian Export Promotion Council in Lagos.
The Graduate Internship Scheme is a platform that provides young graduates with one-year temporary work experience and possible candidates for job openings in the labor markets. This partnership is an attempt by the federal government at encouraging government-to-government partnership and, by extension, public-private partnership towards achieving the goals of the transformation agenda in the area of job creation. Already, 9,500 graduates have been integrated.
Our hope is that by December we'll have about 25,000 graduates spread across the country, learning skills, and for one year they'll be trained, they'll be mentored by those companies.
The Nigerian Export Promotion Council and the Graduate Internship Scheme Partnership will provide opportunity for the unemployed youths to be trained on export activities and engage more young graduates in the export trade.
We know that the export business is tomorrow's business. The more we start training our people ready now for export, the better it is.
is meant to build the capacity for the manpower of this country to be able to fulfill the design expectations of government towards Vision 2020.
In order to deepen this partnership, a Youth Empowerment Expert Skills Acquisition Program has been initiated by the NEPC, with pilots to be run first in Lagos and Kano. The project is opened to every graduate across Nigeria.
The Nigeria Customs Service Federal Operations Unit, Zone A, has intercepted and seized 19 trucks loaded with more than 10,000 bags of rice, worth more than 70 million naira. The acting controller of the unit, Aminu Turaki, said the officers and men who performed the operations received stiff opposition from miscreants and hoodlums who tried to obstruct them. The report.
It would be recalled that the federal government gave a directive banning the importation of rice through the land borders and other unapproved routes except the seaports as a proactive effort to protect and encourage local production of rice. Despite several warnings, some importers are yet to comply with this directive. This latest seizure of a large consignment of bags of rice by officers and men of the Nigerian Customs Federal Operations Unit, Zone A, the acting controller says, points to the determination of the customs to enforce federal government's policy on importation. He said the seizure was made possible as a result of useful information received from some patriotic Nigerians.
Our intelligence officer who went and stayed in the community for 2 days and gathered the necessary information, now came back. We sat and worked out the modalities of how to move into the place.
He said the 19 trucks of rice were kept in 2 private warehouses in Shaki, Oyo State, after they were smuggled into the country. He disclosed that the trucks came into the country through some of the unapproved routes in the area.
The fracas, the confrontation, the battle and the fight with the community did not allow us to make any arrest.
The Chinese government has reiterated its determination to continue to assist African countries, including Nigeria, in developing the educational sector and other sectors of the Nigerian economy. The Consulate General of the People's Republic of China to Nigeria said this at the presentation of a classroom block in Lagos, renovated by the Chinese consulate. The report.
The renovation project of the Tedo Community Nursery and Primary School in Etiosa local government area of Lagos State was renovated under the China-Africa People-to-People Friendship Action Program. The rehabilitation project became imperative as the primary school premises was said to be always flooded. The Consul General of the People's Republic of China in Nigeria said the project is part of the Chinese government's corporate social responsibility to the society.
Aims to build a bridge for the friendly exchange between Chinese and African people, including Nigeria.
The Consul General said the Chinese government involved 3 Chinese companies for the rehabilitation work, as well as donating some learning materials to the primary school. The chairman of Etiosa local government area, Olarewaje Legusi, expressed gratitude to the Chinese government for the gesture.
The environment is more better than before now, as you can see, more conducive. So, in a conducive environment, we always produce a brilliant children.
I'm elated by this development. The situation now is okay.
I feel happy because before we can't stay here. All places too it, but now we can play around that, and we have basketball. We have something to play very well.
The Chinese Consul General promised to continue with more projects in Nigeria.
Well, that does it from Lagos. It's back to you, Laurie, for more on Nationwide. Good afternoon.
Demola, many thanks. Businessmen from Nigeria and Israel can now travel directly to both countries for business activities. The Executive Secretary, Nigeria Christian Pilgrim Commission, Mr. John Kennedy Okpara, disclosed this at a forum of the news agency of Nigeria, NAN, in Abuja. Mr. Okpara explained that the development is a product of bilateral air services agreement signed between Nigeria and Israel. Similarly, the executive secretary said for successful mass movement of people for both Christian and Muslim pilgrimages, the movement of the federal government is critical. He, however, maintained that government support must be confined to the area of consular and medical services. And now to security matters. The Acting Inspector General of Police has visited the Kaduna State Command in continuation of his tour to police formations. Bonaventure Nwodo packaged the report.
This was the second phase of his visit to police formation and commands. The first took him to Adamawa and Borno states. The Acting Inspector General of Police said besides the new approach, the visit is to interact with his colleagues and exchange ideas on how best to control crime. The new strategies include setting up a standing committee headed by an Assistant Inspector General of Police on issues of communal clashes, and the creation of a task force to deal with cattle rustling. The police boss was later received by the Deputy Governor of Kaduna State, Ambassador Audu Bajoga, on behalf of the governor. He urged the state to align with the federal government policy of equipping the police for higher efficiency.
In my efforts to control communal clashes as well as control the incidents of cattle rustling, which have not only been affecting security but have been affecting the expected development of our economy, particularly in those areas. Your Excellency, it is my pleasure to inform his...
The visit rounded off with a courtesy call on the Emir of Zauzau, Alhaji Shehu Idris, to solicit more citizen support for the police. Bonaventure Nwodo, NTA News.
Security, the FCT Police Command has arrested 2 suspects involved in the pathetic killing of one 26-year-old Awal Umar and making away with his car and millions of naira. The deceased, a student of Bayes University, Abuja, was allegedly killed this month around Salah period. Joy Uzo reports on this and other arrests recorded by the command in the period under review.
Betrayal of friendship gone sour. Greed overwhelming as it is deadly, and it is playing out at the FCT Police Command. After a thorough investigation, thanks to a tip-off by a good Nigerian, the FCT Police Commissioner Wilson Inalegbu says they now have the masterminds behind the killing of Awal Umar in their custody. Sometime during Salah, one of the suspects who owed the deceased about 7 million naira lured him to a village in Katsina State in the name of refunding the money back to him, and there, alongside his accomplice, mutilated the body of his best friend and buried him in a shallow grave.
4 days ago, about that, we went to where they showed us. We recovered the mutilated body of this 26-year-old young man with over 36 lacerations on his body, machete cut, stick cuts. We recovered the body, conducted the postmortem, and he was buried. Now, Abdullahi also repainted his car to another color and converted it to his use. We have also recovered the car.
The suspects, Abdullahi Bello and a spiritualist, Lawal Saleh, who can only express themselves in Hausa language, confessed to committing the crime. The FCT Police Commissioner says the case will soon be taken to court for prosecution. He adds that in the last 1 week, several arrests have been made with recovery of stolen vehicles and properties. Mr. Inalegbu restated the command's readiness to fight crime and protect residents, especially these ember months, urging the public to assist them with useful information. In Abuja, Joy Uzo, NTA News.
The federal government has restated its commitment to promote the assemblage of cars in the country as a step towards launching Nigeria into the League of Car Manufacturing Nations of the world in the near future. Vice President Muhammad Namadi Sambo stated this while declaring open the 16th Abuja International Motor Fair in the nation's capital. Correspondent Mitairi Ikben reports that the Vice President was represented at the fair by the FCT Minister of State Olajumoke Akinjide.
The Abuja International Motor Fair is a platform for stakeholders of the auto industry to showcase their products, build networks, and evolve ways of promoting Nigeria's automobile market. Declaring the motor fair open on behalf of Vice President Mohammed Namadi Sambo, FCT Minister of State Oloye Olajumoke Akinjide emphasized that the relaunch of the National Automotive Policy, which is embedded in the National Automotive Industry Development Plan, is designed to ensure the survival and growth of the industry in the country, with emphasis on the use of local human and material resources.
We hope that very soon, made in Nigeria cars will jostle for space in motor fairs both in Nigeria and globally.
FCT's Transport Secretary Jonathan Ivoke, who read the address of FCT Minister Senator Bala Muhammad at the event, disclosed that land has been earmarked by the FCT administration in Tugamaje, near Zuba, to build an Abuja Auto Mart.
The FCT administration is willing to partner with interested investors in this regard.
Organizers of the three-day Abuja International Motor Fair, who lamented the low turnout of participants and exhibitors at this year's fair, urged the federal government to discourage the high rate of car importation by licensing more competent firms to assemble and manufacture cars in the country. In Abuja, Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
The police in Akwa Ibom State have recovered some improvised explosive devices from a failed attempt by terrorists to blow up its head bridge. The Akwa Ibom State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Gabriel Achong, displayed the recovered devices during a media parley in Uyo. Susan Asukwo reports.
The scene include 6 Super Power 90 explosives, 5 blasting labs, 3 rolls of detonating cords, 1 bundle of extra detonating cord, among others. While parading the suspects, Mr. Gabriel Achong warned criminal elements in the state to repent from these heinous acts or be ready to face the full wrath of the law. Mastermind of the attempted attack on Itu Head Bridge, Boronyefa Olorogun, also known as General Bofa, said frustration led him into the act.
Our resolve to ensure peace and safety in Akwa Ibom State and Nigeria at large is irrevocable. Our visible, proactive anti-crime strategy predicted on my robust foot and vehicular patrol, intelligence-led and community policing have led to the smashing of many criminal syndicates, recovery of arms and ammunition, among others.
Being the second media parley since the assumption of office as the new Commissioner of Police in Akwa Ibom State in September this year, Mr. Gabriel Achong says the proactive measures put in place by the command based on intelligence reports have led to the thwarting of many criminal activities. These includes arrest of armed robbery and kidnap suspects, recovery of stolen vehicles, and arrest of sea pirates. Mr. Achong says the command is not resting on its oars in its onslaught against criminal elements in the state.
Members of the public are advised to go about their lawful duties without fear of molestation, as adequate security for their safety in place.
In Uyo, Susan Asukwa, NTA News.
You're watching Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. Time now to pause for some messages. The news continues shortly.
Transformation ambassadors of Nigeria. My good people of Nigeria, does anybody use mirror to look at what you have at hand? No! Good luck at the ingredients of life. Automobile industries, full encouragement. Second Niger Bridge from Mirai to reality. Good luck! Railways, seaports and airports are come back to modern life. Good luck! Or a Benin Highway and other federal highways from dead trap to modern spectacle. Good luck! There you are. Petrol and nyaf with control price and so many other etc. Good luck I do. Good luck are going to do. And good luck will be yours. Are you see what I'm saying? Only good luck have faced the security challenges of Nigeria with honesty and commitment, fighting terrorism to a halt. Good luck continue for Nigeria.
This message is brought to you courtesy Transformation Ambassadors of Nigeria. Done for one vision, Nigeria.
You are watching NTA, Nigerian Television Authority. For more information and news updates, visit our website at www.nta.ng, or you can follow us on Twitter at NTA News Now, or you can like us on Facebook at NTA Network News. Stay connected on our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/NTA News Online. Watch our live stream at www.nta.ng/live. NTA, you can't beat the rich.
Transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood.
Change is never easy. It was not easy for Dr. Martin Luther King when Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew transformed Singapore from third world to first world. It was not easy. They stoned him. It was not easy for Nelson Mandela.
I, Barack Hussein Obama.
It was not easy for Barack Obama. Nothing worthwhile ever is. Dr. Martin Luther King did it. Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew did it. Nelson Mandela did it. Barack Obama did it. Goodluck Jonathan is doing it. He is transforming Nigeria. Mr. President, keep doing it. We who are with you are so many more than those who are against you. A message from protectors of Nigerian posterity.
You have to help him. He has a fever. He can't walk or talk.
Yes. Wait, are we sure he does not have Ebola virus?
Ebola?
No.
I don't want that, you are there.
No.
Help me. My husband is dying. Please.
I beg, madam. I get husband and pikin. If this man gets Ebola, how won't take manager?
That is not all. We don't have anything to protect us. All we have are this hand gloves. Please. I don't want to die.
We are sorry, madam. This hospital cannot do anything. We don't even have bed for him. Take him to another hospital.
Don't let my father die. Nurse, please don't go.
Doctors later discovered that Mr. Danladi Peters suffered a severe stroke followed by a fatal heart attack. He may have survived if treated promptly. Let us train and equip our medical professionals to respond effectively to combat diseases like the Ebola virus. This message is brought to you by the Open Society Initiative for West Africa.
In the beginning, they lied to the world. This is what we were told. Then we saw this.
APC! APC!
Then they took to the streets. Now, listen to this.
We commend the Bring Back Our Girls movement, led by members of this party. We hear that the federal government wants to take them to court. Let the courtroom be large enough to accommodate all of us when they sue them.
While the president and the security agencies intensified efforts to rescue the girls alive, they pretended to care for the Chibok girls. But indeed, their main motive is to present the president and government as uncaring and insensitive, hoping to be able to promote the 2015 political interests of their party and paymasters. Nigerians, unite and support our government to defeat terror and rescue our girls soonest.
Shopee has ensured the reconstruction of the Abuja Lokoja Road and the East-West Road in Port Harcourt.
The standard gauge rail tracks from Abuja to Kaduna and Lagos to Kano indicate that our trains are coming back.
The second Niger Bridge in the southeast and the Loko Oweto Bridge in the north-central are in progress, thanks to Shopee.
Shopee's mass transit program has made transportation easier for Nigerians.
Shopee has rehabilitated over 1,000 health centers across Nigeria.
Shopee has provided mama kits to pregnant women, and polio is on the verge of eradication.
Shopee has also ensured the provision of social social amenities, and through its various training programs for young people, guarantees a better future.
Shopee, delivering service with integrity.
Welcome back. The Independent National Electoral Commission has announced the timetable for the second leg distribution of permanent voter cards and continuous registration of eligible voters in Oyo State. The resident electoral commissioner, Alhaji Nasir Ailara, disclosed this while addressing stakeholders' election forum in INEC office, Ibadan. Tony Ogunkwa reports.
Distribution of permanent voter cards begins on this week, Friday, 24th of October, and ends on Sunday, 26th of October 2014, while the continuous registration for eligible voters will hold between 29th October and Monday, 3rd November 2014. The two exercises will be between the hours of 8 in the morning and 4 in the evening in 19 local government areas where the first leg were not held. According to the resident electoral commissioner, Alhaji Nasir Ailara, the most affected local governments are Egbeda, Ibadan North-East, Ibadan South-East, and Ibadan South-West. Others are Ibadan North, Lagelu, and Ogbomoso South. While saying that adequate arrangements have been concluded for the success of the exercise, Alhaji Ailara pleaded with the people to exercise patience with the corps members to be deployed.
Now we have gotten the full complement of these cards, and since INEC have make a policy that in 2015, without the permanent card, you won't be able to emphasize your right as a citizen.
It will be remembered that the affected local government areas had one problem or the other with the registration in the first leg, which led to the shortfall in the number of registered voters in the state to the tune of over 372,000. In Ibadan, Tony Ogunkwa, NTA News.
The Director General, Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, Mr. Shola Omole, says the media must ensure that Nigerians are politically educated and enlightened to make a wise choice come 2015 general elections. Mr. Omole was speaking at a lecture on the role of the media in 2015 elections in perspective, organized by the Department of Communication and Language Arts, University of Ibadan. Tony Ogunkwa again reports.
The media has a major role to play, especially the television, in its visual and audio to help in shaping the opinions of Nigerians towards nation building. This, the Director General NTA, Mr. Shola Omole, said, will make the electoral processes and political activities less rancor, with everybody aware of what to do and not to do. Mr. Omole, represented by the Zonal Director NTA by the Network Center, Mrs. Pauline Igbano, said organizing a debate at all levels for candidates of political parties will go a long way in making Nigerians to make informed choice at the polls.
Elections are about choices, and for these choices to reflect the aspiration of the people for improved standard of living, they must be based on accurate and reliable information about the three key elements in the electoral process.
The representative of the Director General National Rotation Agency, Mr. Femi Makpadenu, urged the media to always keep to the ethics of the profession.
By the time some stations are sanctioned for violating the NBC codes, I guess the other state stations will sit up.
Mr. Shola Omole was presented with an award of excellence by the students of the Department of Communication and Language Arts, University of Ibadan, where he graduated with first-class honors. In Ibadan, Tony Ogunkwa, NTA News.
One of the recommendations from the recently concluded national conference is that they want the State Independent Electoral Commission scrapped. This recommendation has continued to generate mixed reactions among Nigerians. NTA's current affairs program, Good Morning Nigeria, today provided a forum to seek the opinion of Nigerians on whether State INEC should be or not be. Salu Abdullahi has the report.
Whether at the federal or state level, the independent electoral body remains an election umpire for achieving credible elections in a democratic society. One of the guests on the program, a serving senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and former governor of Anambra State, Chris Ngige, reacted on the fate of such recommendation if it is to be adopted at the National Assembly.
INEC has presently considered today, we saddle them with local government elections. That will be an overkill. It will be an overkill, logistic-wise and administrative-wise. But more importantly, that's where the no comes in. More importantly, it's a federation we're running. And the states are the federating units. And the states have their powers under the present constitution. So this particular abrogation is anomalous, even though it's passed by a National Assembly. It's anomalous because it impinges on the powers of the states as a federating unit. It cancels the spirit of true federalism.
He described State Independent Electoral Commission as important in the present democratic process that should be strengthened instead of scrapping it.
And could do this by having good quality people come to the House of Assembly, the various houses of assembly. Because it's the various houses of assembly that screen those who are the commissioners there. You must get independent-minded men for a start. And when you get independent-minded men, they will be independent-minded in conducting the functions of the State Independent Electoral Commission.
A public affairs analyst, Isaiah Osifo, is of the opinion that the current calls from some quarters calling for the scrapping of State Independent Electoral Commission is timely.
Really ensure that council elections are held as when due. For 7 years, there was no council election in Anambra State. That's a clear violation of the Constitution of Nigeria. Not just that they're interfering in the function of SEC, the governors in most states are violating the Nigerian Constitution by ensuring that democratic councils are not there, and by interfering in the function of SEC to bastardize what the Constitution was meant for. Federalism does not give you impunity to violate the Constitution.
In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi, NTA News.
Participants at the just concluded AfriCast have emphasized the need for practitioners to create unique contents relevant to the Nigerian audience in the context of the digitization of broadcasting. This is part of the resolutions at the end of its 3-day gathering in Abuja. Correspondent Ruben Okala reports that the broadcasters stressed for necessary pressure on the National Assembly to accelerate the digitization process.
The 2014 AfriCast was with the theme Digital Broadcast Content, Production, Sourcing and Delivery. In a 32-point resolution, the broadcasters stressed that Nigeria's value must be protected by the regulatory body, ensuring that producers are enabled to produce local programs instead of relying on cheap foreign programs. They also resolved that the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, weed out mediocres in the industry to allow investors deal with qualified professionals. On digitization, industry players are of the view that it should be seen as a business, not as a government program. It was also resolved that NBC should ensure that 70-30 local foreign content dichotomy for terrestrial broadcasters is fully respected. Other resolutions by the broadcasters include content producers should explore the great potentials of digital production equipment and multiple sales points, which the digital era has opened up to market their programs, as well as the need for collaborations and partnerships between producers to explore the broadcast market, which is limitless. The broadcasters also reserve that satellite and internal protocol TV should be explored as useful complements to DTT services in achieving digital migration and content delivery. AfriCast 2014 attracted 930 participants and 58 exhibitors cutting across the United Kingdom, Canada, Italy, China, Singapore, South Africa, Ghana, and the host, Nigeria. AfriCast is a brainchild of the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC. In Abuja, Ruben Okala, NT News.
As the race for the 2015 elections continue to gather momentum, the aspirants seeking the ticket of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in various positions have promised to sustain the manifestos of the party, which centered on good governance and delivery of dividends of democracy if given the mandate. Political correspondent Femi Johnson has an update.
The immediate past Minister of State, Trade and Investment, Dr. Samuel Otom, is seeking the party's ticket in Benue State, while the immediate past Health Minister says the people of Ebonyi State will benefit more from his wealth of experience.
I'm happy to report to you that I'm here to serve you.
And I'm happy that my governor and the state working committee of the party have also agreed and promised the entire leadership of Benue State that they will ensure a clean level field for all aspirants.
Others who obtained nomination forms are Chairman, Senate Committee on Information, Senator Eyinaya Abaribe.
We bring competence, we will bring character, and we're going to bring integrity to the process of government.
This is a golden opportunity for PDP to choose the right candidate and make me their candidate, and of course we will take over Zamfara State, inshallah.
7 chairmen from Kogi West Senatorial District also picked the nomination form for Senator Smart Adeyemi's re-election. The National Organizing Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, Alhaji Abubakar Mustafa, reassured all the aspirants that internal democracy will be firmly entrenched during the primaries. From the PDP National Secretariat in Abuja, Femi Johnson, NTA News.
And still on political matters, some socio-political groups under the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Rivers State have resounded their resolve to work towards the second-term bid of President Goodluck Jonathan in 2015 elections. Correspondent Onengiye Fineface reports that the groups made their resolution known during a solidarity visit on the immediate past chairman of the Presidential Task Force on Power, Mr. Dagogo Jack.
Government areas of the state said their support for President Jonathan is hinged on his visionary leadership style and diplomacy in confronting the numerous challenges facing the country. They called on Bekimbo Dagogo Jack to stand firm in his desire to transform Rivers State.
Today we are promising our father that as he's out for us, we are also out for him. We will give him our votes.
While addressing the people, Mr. Bekimbo Dagogo Jack informed them that as far as Rivers State is concerned, victory for President Jonathan and the People's Democratic Party is non-negotiable. He assured them that our PDP leadership, led by President Jonathan, will stabilize the polity and promote economic growth even for Rivers State.
We need to take Goodluck play politics, so when the time comes and Goodluck come out say it dey run, game don't over for Rivers State.
Mr. Dagogo Jack encouraged the people to participate actively, especially in the voters' registration exercise. In Port Harcourt, Onengiye Fineface, NTA News.
The Ghanaian government is to provide land for Nigerian traders where they can engage in their businesses and completely leave the markets. Addressing the Nigerian media based in Accra, the Nigerian High Commissioner to Ghana, Ambassador Ademola Onofowokon, said petty trading may continue pending when the land is ready. NTA's Bureau Chief in Ghana, Cordelia Ukoma, reports.
This piece of news no doubt comes with a huge sigh of relief to the Nigerian traders particularly, taking into consideration that the new law to prosecute them as retail traders, which is currently in the pipeline, will also be put on hold.
I had informed the Deputy Minister of Trade that to ensure permanent peace in the market trading area, especially the retail market, where there is conflict between Nigerians and other foreigners and Ghanaians, if land allocation could be made.
Ambassador Onofowokon, who has already visited the Ghanaian Minister of Trade and Industry, along with some top embassy staff, explained that the decision is in the best interest of the two countries that have long-standing relationship.
and that this should not be dampened by irritants such as trade, economic, or cultural and diplomatic issues, which are against the spirit of ECOWAS Treaty.
The new Trade Minister, Dr. Spio Gabra, he said, has already met with the heads of agencies under his ministry, where he sounded a note of warning over the way the issue is being handled, because it could have a negative repercussion if Ghanaian traders and business people are also sent back from different ECOWAS countries. It will be recalled that the Nigerian Traders Association last week held a press conference where they urged the federal government to intervene and the Ghana government to have second thoughts about evicting and prosecuting them as a result of trading in Ghanaian markets. Informal trade between Nigeria and Ghana is said to be over $10 million monthly. From Accra, Ghana, Cordelia Okwoma, NTA News.
The business index between Nigeria and Germany will soon increase, especially in the areas of manufacturing and power, as key players in these sectors find a common ground on possible areas of partnership. The coming together of these two countries under the platform of Nigeria-Germany Business Day was facilitated by the Nigeria-German Binational Commission. Theresa Wabalba reports.
Nigeria's Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Olusegun Aganga, represented by the ministry's permanent secretary, Ambassador Abdulkadir Musa, told the German business community that it is time to put rhetorics at the back seat and begin to act immediately on the business proposals and partnership that have been discussed.
The kind of agenda we are talking about is the one that will promote Nigerian industrialization. As you are aware, we have the NIRP, which is Industrial Revolution Plan. We also have the Enterprise Development Program.
German companies and German business is considering to enlarge their projects in Nigeria.
Nigeria has since independence a very well-established legal system and a thriving legal profession, and it's actually by laws it is a very well-regulated country.
The power sector is another area which Nigeria is seeking the expertise and investment from the Germans, which the German-Nigerian Business Day provided a platform.
The German side is interested in a lot of solar projects, so we are looking at discussing them and what are the hindrances.
We are here to talk to German investors who are already making local content so that they can consider investing in Nigeria to develop local content.
The German-Nigerian Business Day, supported by the Nigeria-Germany Binational Commission, brought together investors and officials of both countries. From Berlin, I am Theresa Wabalba, NTA News.
And now sports. Sports fans back Super Falcons for 9th Africa title. Parasoccer exhibition highlights the dangers of polio to society. Plus, top African badminton stars slug it out in Abuja. Let's join Ayodeji Makinde for details of this and more.
The Super Falcons of Nigeria are 90 minutes away from a 9th AWC title, with the indomitable Lionesses of Cameroon representing the only hurdle left in achieving that unprecedented distinction in Windhoek, Namibia.
Experience will come to play. And if you ask me, not because I'm a Nigerian, we have a better team. You know, our girls are more experienced.
I don't think Cameroon will give us a problem. But mind you, Cameroon again will pose the stiffest, the most difficult match.
Impressive sporting ability in spite of physical challenges was on display at the 6-day Parasoccer tournament organized to create awareness on the scourge of poliomyelitis in Nigeria.
We want to draw their attention and also tell them that polio vaccination is the only means to protect your child from becoming one of our members.
6 nations and host Nigeria are currently locked in a winner-takes-all battle for dominance at the 3rd Nigeria International Badminton Championship, holding at the Package B of the National Stadium, Abuja. Officials of the Nigeria Badminton Federation says the tournament will help gauge the level of the nation's players as they come up against the best in the game on the continent.
We are beginning to embrace it and we want to make it an annual event so that most of the players that cannot travel out will have the opportunity to showcase their skill here in Nigeria.
Meanwhile, the Nigeria Badminton Federation and the president of the Badminton Confederation of Africa were at the National Sports Commission to introduce Shuttle Time Initiative for the development of the game among school children. With sports updates, Ayodeji, Makinde, NTA News.
Time now for a quick check on the weather prospects across the country. And just before we go, remember, it is your right to challenge anybody suspected to be involved in unwholesome activities around you. Be security conscious. This message is from the Directorate of State Security. And that's our package today on Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. Join us at 7 and 9 for more reports. Good evening.